Advisory Committee for February. So with that, we'll convene the meeting at 11 a.m. Tanner, for roll call.
All right, once I state your jurisdiction, if you could state your name, that would be great. Before that, we apologize for the audio last month. I'm pretty confident that we have it resolved, and just make sure you're muted in case there are any echoes or anything. I'll go ahead and mute everyone that is not currently, but yeah, I'll start with roll call. Benton-Franklin Transit,
Here, Kevin Sluggers.
Benton County. Benton County. Benton City,
Rocky Wallace here.
Connell,
Tyson Steele.
Kennewick,
Keith Malott,
Pasco. Maria's gonna be joining in a bit. Prosser,
Marty Groom.
Richland. West Richland,
Roscoe Slade.
Franklin County,
Jeff Wagner,
Port of Benton, Port of Kennewick, Port of Pasco, and Washtenaw South Central. Okay, we do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to public comment. So if there's anyone that would wish to make a public comment, please state your name and the city you reside in. All right, hearing none, we're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved Rocky Benton City.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we've approved the agenda. Moving on to the minutes from the previous meeting on January 8th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
motion to approve, Jeff Wagner.
Is there a second?
Second Rocky Benton City.
All right. Minutes approved from the last meeting. So moving on to action items, there we'll be getting into the 2026 to 2029 TIP amendments.
Kevin, just a heads up, Maria did just join, so you don't want to keep carrying the meeting if you don't have to.
All right, yeah, so for February, there are 6 amendments, 3 being Benton-Franklin Transit, 2 from Benton County, and then 1 from Connell. Before you is the proposed motion. If you have any questions, I'm sure representatives would be happy to discuss.
Motion to approve TIP amendments, Rocky Benton City.
Is there a second?
Marty from City of Prosser.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next agenda item here, the Regional Pedestrian Trails Plan. Daisy.
Yes, thank you. I guess I can, while you're getting that set up, Tanner, I'll say, just as a reminder, the Regional Pedestrian Trails Plan creates the first regional pedestrian trails network in the region, and highlights priorities for network improvements over the next 3 years. Roscoe.
We've had just I got an echo. I can see what you guys are talking about. The you got a motion and a second. We didn't vote on either the agenda, the minutes, or the TIP amendment. We needed to call for a vote.
Yes, so yeah, we need to go back.
Yeah.
Good point of clarity, Roscoe. Thank you.
Thank you, Roscoe.
Spoken like a former TAC chair.
So all you gotta ask is all in favor, Kevin, on those previous motions. So we
Yeah,
can get the vote.
It's, I mean, it's fine. It's showing. I'll just submit all here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
All right, so we're gonna move back here to the approval of the agenda. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda
we already have that. You just need a call for a vote.
for all of them? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, all in favor, say aye for approval of the agenda.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, moving on to the minutes from the previous meeting. All in favor for approval of those minutes, say aye.
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 would be following the state inspection guidelines. I'm just saying, basic guidelines for
Okay.
bridge inspection is gonna be a little bit more.
Jeff, just, thank you, Jeff.
All right, so moving on to the action item for the 2026-2029 TIP amendments. All in favor, say aye.
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 Sorry for those procedural issues there. So now we're moving on to the Regional Pedestrian Trails Plan. Daisy, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. As I was saying, the Regional Pedestrian Trails Plan creates our first regional pedestrian trails network in the region, which is very exciting. and also highlights the priorities for improvements over the next few years. And the public comment period closed on the 3rd of February, so we made some minor edits based on comments, as well as made any edits to the map, to the network that you guys suggested. So I think there was an updated version, the final version sent to you all yesterday. But with that, the proposed motion is in front of you.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the Regional Pedestrian Trails Plan?
Yes, I move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second, Rocky Benton City.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Moving on to washout targets for safety performance measures. Tanner.
Yes, so this is a action item that is annually requested. It's for the Target Zero safety performance measures to meet that zero fatalities by 2030. We adopt WashDOT's target stage every year, and here are some graphs about the fatality rate and non-motorist fatalities and serious injuries in the BFCOG region. As you can see, we're still have numbers there, but it is trending down, fortunately. So this is just to continue to support WashDOT's safety performance measures. The motion is in front of you. A motion to approve Rocky Benton City.
I
Is there a
second.
second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 This is from Brad, this is the comment.
Okay, moving on to the FFY 2026 or 2027 CWP amendment. Aaron.
Yes, thank you. All right, everyone, this is a semi-annual item. So just as a reminder, the Unified Planning Work Program, also known as the UPWP, outlines all of the work tasks and things the COG will be doing over a 2-year period. The action item before you today is to amend that UPWP, so that work plan, because we have received $45,000 from WashDOT to complete our Human Services Transportation Plan. So that will be added, that's being added into our UPWP. And then also adding language of consultant of involvement for work task of the Human Services Transportation Plan. That's a requirement by WashDOT within this plan to say, whenever a consultant is going to be involved in work product, you have to explicitly call it out as we are anticipating consultant involvement for the HSTP. We want to make sure we're practicing that best practice. And then since we are updating the document, we updated TAC and board members as well. So that is the UPWP amendment. This is, I will say, speaking to why Tanner had to wait to send out the packet. this is what we were waiting to receive clarity on from WashDOT, is that is a UPWP amendment needed? It was, ultimately, they said no, but out of best practice, we are following a UPWP amendment, just to be as clear as possible with what funding we are receiving and where consultants will be involved.
Great. Any further discussion? Right, do I have a motion to approve the amendment?
So move Rocky Benton City.
Second,
I second it.
okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Right, moving on to reports and discussion items, federal fiscal year 2026 obligation status. Tanner?
All right, the monthly obligation status updates. So far, we have had 0 projects obligate. Our estimated target is approximately 5.5 million for 2026 federal fiscal year. We do have 13 projects programmed in 2026 that amount to over 8.1 million. Here is the list of projects. And I just want to emphasize also that the April TAC meeting will be the finalized update on whether you anticipate meeting your obligating your project by the end of 2026 federal fiscal year. In the bylaws, it states that if you do say you are going to obligate and do not, you will lose funds for those projects. If you do not think you're going to obligate and you state that in the April meeting, you will be granted a 1-year extension. So just try to be prepared for that, and I will remind everyone in the March TAC meeting. But we can go down the list here. I have the highlighted ones that are approaching or in this month as the estimated dates. So we can start with Benton City, if there's any estimate available for your 2 projects.
So the roundabout at Bath and 7th, we're trying to get that to design. We should be successful in getting that obligated this year. The Riverfront Park Trail, we approved a change in our right-of-way procedures, adding myself, as well as updating from the 25,000 to the 35,000 limits, and also did the supplement number 1 to move into the right-of-way phase. So we are going to get that accomplished this month, and then hopefully have a quick turnaround on that. We only have 1 property that we're negotiating which is a irrigation district for an easement. So that should go quick, and we should be able to get to construction obligation this year as well, 2026.
Great. All right, we can just go down the list. Benton County, I see ones in May for the Badger Road, and the county well is for February. If you want to give an update on those, and then also down at the bottom, the County Route 12 project.
So, yeah, we're the Badger Road rechannelization. We just need to complete some pavement testing and analysis with DOT. I think we're still on track for a May obligation. The design's mostly done. They wanted some last minute cores of the existing pavement. County Well Road Phase 3, we're going to get somebody on that. I don't know if we're going to hit February, but we did just hire a new person to help out with coordinating, getting these done. So that may push to March, but there's really no reason we shouldn't be able to get that obligated pretty quickly. It's just BE. And then the transportation plan, I think we're still in the finishing up the design. And I'm getting really bad feedback. So we're finishing up the design on that one. I don't know if that's going to meet May, though. We might be a month or so behind on that.
Okay. Is everybody else getting bad feedback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys make sure to mute.
But even yourself,
Yeah.
does that help?
If we mute when they're speaking.
So try to have Roscoe and Matt both speak while we're muted and see.
Okay, we're gonna mute ourselves, and then see if that. If, yeah, someone wants.
See, I don't know.
Does this sound fine?
I don't hear the echo anymore.
No echo. I don't hear it either.
No echo with you guys muted.
Okay, sounds great. I will make sure to mute every time you all are talking. Apologies on that. Let's jump to Franklin County. Jeff.
Yeah, so we're still on track for Taylor Flats all-weather road improvements in July. I'm just gonna say summer on that. I can give you more information next month. And then R170 PE design. Not much to do with the design wise there, but yeah, we're still looking at April there. I would feel confident with that.
Setting up.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Marty Prosser.
Yeah, Byron Road's on track. Also, our Alexander Court Phase 2 is programmed for PE 2027, but we should obligate that this year.
Okay, we'll jump to Kennewick and then that will be it for this.
Yeah, for our East Columbia Park bike improvements phase 2. I think I'll have to push that out to March. Seemed like we got a big slug of work, and so unfortunately it landed on my plate, and so I'll say March for sure on that one. And then Kennewick Irrigation District right-of-way path, that one as well. I got to push that one out into March. Should be relatively easy to get those things moving, though. I mean, it's just obligating PE, but I don't see any reason why we can't obligate both of those by March, though.
Sounds good. Roscoe, go ahead.
Tanner, do you have the 2027 projects by chance to see which ones can obligate ahead? Oh, look at you. Oh, all right. So any of these are eligible to also obligate, or I guess, are any of the agencies looking to obligate earlier other than Kennewick on that one project?
If
Take that
anybody
as-
wants to jump in.
I take that as
Yeah.
a no. No one's answering to.
Sounds great. We can
Okay.
move on.
All right, moving on to the Regional Transportation Plan 2050 survey results. Daisy.
Yes, so we had the RTP survey closed at the end of December. It was open from September 17th to December 31st. We had 774 responses. And the kind of main goals were to understand the key themes and takeaways of the regional transportation system experiences, which are key to informing the plan. The RTP development, as well as the prioritization projects in the plan. So the whole survey analysis was attached in your TAC report and is also found on our social media website. But some of the key takeaways were safety is by far the most consistent and widely shared transportation priority. I think it was like 68% of people raised that as number one from the survey results. The transportation system functions best for drivers with fewer options for non-drivers, which we also know is definitely the driver's first culture here, and that is the primary mode of transportation for most people. Maintenance and safety improvements are prioritized over system expansion. Active transportation infrastructure gaps are definitely recognized and seen as kind of an area for potential improvement. And transportation needs and challenges vary by household characteristics, so depending on income or disability level, things like that. Next slide, please. And lastly, we will say that the survey results support the RTP's emphasis on the safe system approach that just reduces risks overall for users, focuses on an investment in maintenance, preservation, and safety overall, prioritizing multimodal improvements that expand travel choice, which is something we heard throughout the survey, as well as planning that accounts for differing household needs and barriers for specific populations, such as those with low vehicle access, as well as those living with disabilities. Yeah, I can answer any questions y'all have about the RTP survey analysis.
Any questions for Daisy? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to public comment. So if there's anyone that wishes to make a public comment, please state your name and the city in which you reside. Right, hearing none, we'll move on to member comments. So we'll just go down the list here. First off, BFT, nothing really to add. I mentioned our 27X service that started last month, which provides service from our new Queensgate Transit Center to North Richland. And yeah, we're just planning for some service implementations in June. So moving on to Rocky.
Nothing to report.
Tyson?
I've got nothing to report.
All right, City of Kennewick.
Let's see, we got a couple things going on. We've got an RFP out for PCI ratings. So we're doing it every 2 years for our major minor arterials, and then for residential, we'll do it every 4 years. So see what we get out of that. We're also pulling the trigger for 2 signal projects, 15th and Bob Olson, and then also Sherman and Bob Olson. They're going to be going out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Those are funded by traffic impact fees. And so we're hoping that we'll get some good prices on these two by getting them out close together, because they're fairly close in location. So we'll see what price we get on that. With those 2 signal projects too, we've pre-ordered all of the equipment, which we've been doing in the past. We've found that that's seems to work out pretty good, so that we don't have a project sitting out there with no signals or mast arms for 6 to 8 months. Then we get public calls on them. So we also took our pavement preservation projects to council to get them approved through that transportation benefit district that we set up about 1.5 years ago. And so this year we've identified Canal Drive, Edison to Volland, and then also South Ridge Boulevard. And that's the section between Hildebrand and Ridgeline. That's out between the hospital and Southridge High School. So, but yeah, we're going to be getting busy this year. We do have a lot of water line work too. That's going to be happening on the east side of Kennewick. So I think we're going to have 2 major transmission lines that we're going to be installing. It's going to be tearing up the streets out there. So it'll be a busy year this year. That's all for Kennewick.
All right, thanks, Heath. Moving on to City of Costco. Maria, I saw you join.
I did. I have to apologize. I was supposed to be there in person. That was my plan, and actually chair the meeting. So thank you, Kevin, for taking that over. For Pasco, actually, the one big announcement is that we have our request for qualifications for the Road 76 overpass out. So that project is officially on its way. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Maria. Carlos, sorry to put you on the spot here. Saw you just joined. Any updates from City of Richland?
Nothing a whole lot new. We're still finalizing some of the work on South George Washington Way. It's been slow going because of the colder weather. And we're working through getting the second part of our design agreement with Jacobs done for SR 240 Aaron, which will enable us to obligate our $2.4 million there. So moving ahead, we're on track to do that.
Great, thank you. Marty, the City of Prospect.
Yeah, we're in the right-of-way phase for our roundabout project, And other than that, submitting quite a few funding applications.
Great, thank you. Wes Richland.
Thanks, Kevin. So the Red Mountain project still underway. We're enjoying the winter weather. They're still working between Keene Road and Rupert Road, putting a roundabout at Paradise intersection and rebuilding that section of the roadway with a detour around it. The biggest change, I'd say, is they're going to pour the last panel on the canal, CID canal. So moving forward with the canal work. And then the big change next week is they start on the area between Belmont and 62nd. Don't have a detour around that. So it'll be reduced to one lane next week with flaggers at each side. So if you're coming through town 7 to 3:30 next week, you'll have some delays there, but the project's going well. We broke the Red Mountain project into 2 phases because of the DNR right-of-way transfer to DOT was delayed. That finally got taken care of earlier this year. And so what we're calling phase 2, which is the last 1,500 feet of that pathway that goes out to Antinori Road, is out to bid now and scheduled to be awarded March 3rd. So it'll complete that pathway out to Antinori rather than being 1,500 feet short. And then lastly, we got a overlay of Keene Road going out to bid from basically City of Richland to Bombing Range Road and a little bit on Kennedy there that'll be completed this spring.
Great, thanks, Roscoe. Last but not least, Franklin County.
Yeah, so yesterday we awarded our North Railroad Rehabilitation Project to Tapani. We're working on a Glenwood Bridge replacement project, right-of-way phase, and some other bridge repairs, guardrails and such. And we're putting out our RFP for crack seal this month. All right, that's what I have for Franklin County.
Great, thank you. All right, so moving on to the next meeting information here. So we'll meet here at 11 a.m. on March 5th, and there'll still be the hybrid option. So thanks for coming, everyone.
And I will say, we're gonna look into this audio thing. It happened mid-meeting, no clue why. Might be having to send a different link, meeting link, something. So we'll send an email if and when we figure it out. So apologies again on that.
Great. Thanks, everyone.